So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. A couple weeks ago, I showed this pallet in a video, and I asked everyone to enter a guess on what they thought it was. There were about 1,500 responses, and the results were pretty dismal. From what I could tell, there was only 5 or 6 comments that got it right. A lot of people thought it was part of the new Sawmill. That's not what it is. Some people thought it was the bagging machine for the fire starter. That's not what it is. We got that over a month ago. There were all types of guesses, but like I said, I think 5, maybe 6 people got it right. Well, enough of the suspense. Let's see what it is. So check this out. A log arch, a LOGRITE ATV Arch. This thing's going to come in really handy, and I'll tell you where I'm going to use this mostly. And that is on our property down in West Virginia. Now here in Pennsylvania where we live, if I need to get logs out of the woods down to the wood yard, I can do that several different ways. I can use the MX 5400 and the grapple, or forks, or the skid loader with the grapple, whatever I want to do. I have a lot of options here. Down in West Virginia, I don't have that many options. And what's nice, down there in West Virginia, all I'll need to get white pine or red pine logs out is like the Sidekick or the four-wheeler and this logging arch. These things work fantastic. I can't wait to try it out. I did not do a video of the assembly. It was pretty cut and dry. I didn't want to bore you with that, but the instructions that came with it are very simple and easy to read and understand. They have several different size arches. Like I said, this is the ATV arch, but don't quote me on this, but I think you can handle like a 26-inch log with this arch. But it's very, very rugged. They're I don't know, a little more heavy duty than what I thought they would be, being that they're just an ATV arch. Very well put together and well thought out. It's got these handles back here. You know, say you back up close to a log, you can pick it up, move it around, or if you can't back a trailer up, that'll get you out of trouble right there. These instructions are actually kind of a pleasure to read. Nice pictures, very easy to understand. Now it says if the log is 10 feet or less, the entire log can be fully suspended off the ground. So if they're longer than that, you will get a slight drag on the back, but nothing like if you were just trying to skid a log out. I think it's very low impact. And I don't know if you can see right there, you can kind of partner this ATV arch with a junior arch for real long logs and keep them fully suspended off the ground. Keeps them nice and clean that way. Easy on the saw blades when you're not dragging your logs through the mud. Like I said, since you can pick it up, it says to position the arch, you can back over the log or drive up next to the log and use the 2 handles to place the arch over the log. Remember to keep your back straight and knees bent to lift the arch. Do not attempt to lift the arch with a log on it or in it. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Yeah, so if you can't back up a trailer, you can just get it close and lift it right over top of the log. We're gonna see if Melissa can lift it here in a second. I can. She's pretty strong. I don't think she'll have trouble at all. So Melissa just came out. What do you think of the log arch?
Oh wow, I can't wait to use it.
So we're not going to go over it in this video, but we had quite the dilemma the other day when it comes to the color of the trim inside the building. You want to tell them the story?
Well, I can make it simple. I was right and Mike was wrong.
She was, and I will...
Which isn't always the case, but Mike admitted I was right.
She was 100% right, and I was doing my best to convince her that a different color would be good. And I spent pretty much a day and a half trying out different colors, and you couldn't just tell by looking at like a paint chip or even by just painting one of the boards. And what we're talking about is the window trim. And actually it'll be all the outside corners and inside corners in the game room. So you couldn't tell just by looking at a paint chip. You couldn't tell just by painting a board. We had to do a whole window, at least I did, so you could kind of see, and change colors several times.
Well, he was kind of, I think you were kind of bothered that I didn't like.
Yeah, I was kind of bothered initially.
Like,
I was.
No, I mean, if you want to, go ahead. To me, it was not worth the battle.
Yeah.
And then he realized.
I was using my brad nailer, and what I was doing, I was putting like 1 or 2 little nails in each board so I could just take them all down and try a different color. But her original idea was perfect, and we'll show you that in an upcoming video this week. And so you can put that right in your hip pocket, Melissa.
It's the only one I have there.
But anyway, back to the log arch.
Okay, the log arch.
So I was telling them, Melissa, on the back of this thing there's 2 handles.
Right.
And you can kind of pick it up and move it side to side.
Okay.
It's pretty heavy.
Is it? Oh, okay.
So like, you could pick it up and move it to the left or move it to the right.
I think that'll work great. Too bad you can't do it with some of the vehicles we drive.
Like the trailers, the big trailers.
Exactly. If I could just pick it up and move it, that'd be great.
Yeah. So what I was saying, this will come in very handy down in West Virginia because you don't need a big piece of equipment to get those white pine and red pine logs out.
Right.
We can use this in the side-by-side or this in the quad.
You wouldn't pull this to take down there, would you? You would load it up, right?
Load it up on a trailer.
Gonna wear those tires down.
Yeah. You see us hammering down 79 with this behind the truck?
So how much does this weigh?
I don't know. I'll have to look that up.
I mean,
you just come out here and do your workout.
My home workouts. 1. Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
How do you show me the rest of it?
I'm going to go get a log here in a minute.
Oh, okay.
And hook it up and try it out. But basically what you do, you lower this down right here.
Yeah.
There's a winch here. Wrap it around the log. Pick the whole log up tight to this.
Okay.
And like a 10-foot log, it will be fully suspended off the ground. If it's longer than that, you may get a little bit of drag back on the back. But it's not like skidding a log where it's going to tear up the trails or anything.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. We'll have our own little micro logging operation down there.
I love it. All right, let's give it a try.
All right, I'm going to go hook up to a log and I'll try it out. So this isn't a real big one. This is probably a 9-foot cherry, probably, I don't know, 16, 17 inches in diameter. But this has both a high, which is right here, and a low. So we'll run the high. If it gets real difficult, we'll move the handle to the low. One-handed. Switch her to low. Boy, I nailed that one for my first attempt. Got her right in the center. Now, as you can see, the log will move around a little bit, or you can strap the front in place right here. All right, I've got the front of the log secured with this strap. couple things I just noticed. Number one, I probably don't need to pull that up as tight as I did, but the back of the log is still suspended off the ground. The other thing I noticed, if you look at it, it's kind of pitched forward just a little bit, and I believe the reason is the hitch on the side-by-side is a drop hitch. It only drops a couple inches, but I need to get a different hitch for that sits up, and that'll level that out some. But besides that, I think we're good to try it out. All right, so far I am very impressed with the LOGRITE ATV Arch. This is going to be really handy down in West Virginia. And I think I mentioned I am kind of surprised at how heavy duty it is for an ATV arch. You know, you would think, well, I mean, it's got to carry big logs, so I guess it has to be. But you just think of any accessory for an ATV is not this heavy duty, but this is. Like I said, the two things I need to do, I need to get a different hitch on there, and yeah, when I strap the front of that log, I won't lift it up as high, but we'll play around with it. I'm sure it's one of those things, the more you use it, the more you'll find little tricks that make it a lot easier. But yeah, so far, so good. But anyway, I think that's about it for today's video. I appreciate y'all being here, and I will catch you on the next one.